And we are up to session number 46. Just making sure I have sound working because I don't always check that. Yep, sound levels seem to be going okay at the moment. Okay, so session number 46. Well, I do have 2 mics, and one doesn't always sit on the view, so that's why I had to just check. Okay, so we have at the table today Stefan.
Hello, I'm
the one-armed.
Yes, the one-armed. I am playing Kroll currently, also known as the Green Arrow in this area. And I'm attempting to make sure everyone's healed and we're not being attacked by intelligent undead. Which we failed much. Okay.
Well, it only happened once.
Yeah, no one's took out half the team.
And it's not like you ended up with Warberjack.
Like a certain someone.
Yep.
Speaking of Warberjack, at the table today we also have Morgan.
Hi there, I play Quest the Goblin. Oh no, hang on, I'm a demon now. Do I need a new name? I might need a new name, guys. This is my faithful pet, the Wobberjack. I just got him.
Didn't we call you Question?
You called me Question. I hated it.
Yeah, that was what the proprietor, Van Kaskikin, father of the guy that died at near Sandpoint.
That we just
called you. Yeah.
Well, we were told to have...
So you just met the guy's sister recently who sent you in this direction and saying that they normally avoid the tree.
Which we didn't do.
Well, at least you didn't say you should go up and touch the tree for good luck as you go past.
No, we would have ignored that too.
No, I think Kroll probably would have, anything for good luck.
I don't know. Even I have my limits.
Well, I did introduce my first actual curse item in Pathfinder on Wednesday. I can say that the rest of the party are still shaking their head at the player taking the item.
Yep.
Because it was such a curse that he almost took out the whole party.
Was it in character though?
Yep.
Well, that's fine.
Now it's going to be in character that he wants to get rid of it.
Yep.
Once he figures out he can't actually succeed with it, unless he wants to succeed, and he doesn't know its motives. But so far he's learnt it doesn't like 7 people in the back. Which for a rogue makes it very unuseful. Online today we have Peter.
Greetings. I am playing Lord Willy Won Kenobi, better known as Loglo.
What about the rest of the titles?
No, that's fine. Well, Loglo is all that people need to know.
Breaker of many bones.
Suspicious. These lack of titles are very suspicious. I find your lack of titles unnerving.
Well, he has had so many, and he has been responsible for many bones being broken. So, we shall move on to M.
Hello, I am playing Juzal. I have all the puppies. So I think I only have one puppy with me at the moment.
You do.
My actual puppy. Because that's not confusing at all.
No.
Still haven't come up with good names for my other 2 dogs. So we'll work it out later.
That's okay. I'm sure Kroll doesn't need one of those dogs that you're naming.
No. I already got one. I don't need the other 2.
Well, there are only 2 other puppies.
Yeah.
So when she says my other 2
I thought
dogs...
there was 3 other puppies.
No, yours counts as 3, the one that you started with.
Oh, right, okay, sorry, I got confused then. Okay, so I need to come up with...
You mean you actually want a 3rd dog? Is that what you're telling me?
No, didn't Chevelle, not Chevelle, Harry get a puppy as well?
Not yet, but we can give him one. Did Perry want a puppy?
Give Perry a puppy.
No.
Okay, well, I got confused. I thought there was another 3rd actual puppy.
No,
No,
you just
puppy.
ended up looking after Kroll's puppy as well, so that's how come you ended up with 2 tiny puppies and 1 large puppy.
Right, that makes a bit more sense. I've been out of it the last few games. This is probably the first one that I'm actually like energized for because we actually got out for a climb today and did exercise. Woo-hoo.
And then going, my hands hurt.
No, I had to take it really easy because I'm still not allowed to go like full ball yet.
I understand it
I
takes a
went
while to
full ball.
recover.
Josh went full ball and now regrets it.
I can't lift the dice to roll it. Can you roll my dice?
Rolls a 1 instantly.
So, Josh, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Josh. I also play the famous Harry Potter, the buffest wizard known to man. Dead by nothing.
Except
Really?
for puppies.
And willing to kill other Pathfinders in the society.
Are you sure you picked the right branch of Pathfinders to work for?
I think I did. Pretty sure I did.
So which one did you choose again?
Isn't he
Sure,
not the lady?
Yeah.
Yeah. This with the sex perverts.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain he picked the right.
Listen, since session 1 you guys made that a thing and I've just run with it.
Did you say you were willing to slay any other Pathfinder or lay any other Pathfinder?
Both.
In which order?
There's a distinction.
I don't think it matters for the Cheliacs. To be honest, they're not that picky.
Lay has lay in it, so.
It's like that taco ad. Why not both?
And in some cases, they're doing both at the same time.
Exactly. Why not both?
It's not like they've got their body hanging up somewhere else in another temple that's still technically alive, while they're off running somewhere else.
Yep.
That'd just be crazy.
Yeah, we can't be able to do that.
So last session, you were investigating the Chorlwood south of Riddleport, which I can show on the map.
Because didn't we defeat the...
So Riddleport is right there on the map,
Yep.
and the Chorlwood is that big area below it. So you went a little bit upstream, crossed the river, and down into the woods.
Didn't we defeat a path ghoul or something?
You managed to defeat a ghoul. Yes, it was. Let me see if I can go to the actual description of it.
Because it couldn't stray from the path.
A
or it
trail
couldn't
gaunt is what it's called.
stray- Trail ghoul. It couldn't go to the path. That's right.
It couldn't actually cross a path, but it can go under it. It just can't cross it. So you were safe while on the path.
Useful distinction.
Though you did also meet Lullaby Van Kaskakin.
Oh, that's right. Because she told us about the trail.
That girl there. Miss Coin Flipper herself.
Yes.
Let's see.
Toss a coin to your stranger part.
Yes, well, she is a bard, so she was actually singing. And then you found out your bard itself has an amazing tone as a devil.
Yeah, he doesn't play awfully anymore, and I can't make that joke. Which
I can't play punk rock anymore. My timing's in time.
I'm like pretty out of tune.
So the chaos aspect of his demon point has made him so much on tune, it's scary to himself. So checking the map to make sure where you are. You were heading south through the Chorlwood, where you were passing the tree, which you found out later was they referred to as the Vindictive Traveller. They gave you that information before you got near it. The vindictiveness was if you actually crossed into the inside part of the path, he would then attack you until it killed you.
But we killed it, so we're all good.
And then you continued further south.
Did we end up picking up the locket?
Someone did pick up the amulet, I'm sure, of Desna.
Yes.
Did we?
I thought I
I
did.
thought we left
Oh.
that.
Most of you left it, but Quest is not like most of you.
Yeah, I think most of us left it except Krebs was like, I want this. And we were like, okay.
We were explicitly not told not to touch this by a weird stranger in the woods.
So
It's
Quest
probably
is gonna touch it.
important.
Yeah,
So Quest picked it up.
yeah, of course.
And then you
Right.
decided you would spend the night somewhere nearby and rest up. Because you'd been beaten up rather severely by a trail gaunt.
Yep.
Yeah, wasn't I on like, I don't know, 20 hit points or something?
Most of you had been taken down. You were
Had we?
you had been taken down to something like 2 or 3 hit points at one stage.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone else got hit because I was taking the brunt of all the frail teams.
It hit Quest. It hit
did.
Willie. No, it didn't hit Willie. It hit Kroll. So it hit a few of you.
Huh. I thought it would only attack me because I'm the one who put myself out. Anyway, I was, as I said, I've been like really out of it the last few sessions,
Well,
so...
once you challenged it, it started chasing
I
after you,
took the fair brunt of it.
Yeah.
and then it spent a full round attacking you, which almost knocked you out.
Yeah. I was on like 2 hit points, and I was like, this is fine. I'll get up again.
It was very close. Okay,
Well,
so
no, it's true. I would have gotten up again.
okay, so you end up spending the night near the tree, having killed the guardian of the tree, or I should say the horror of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not many things would actually live near this, so you're fairly safe. And during that night, one of you has a dream.
Oh god. Okay.
Yes, literally.
Yeah, I think I've gone to like 16 out of 44 hit points, so yeah, I took a fair whack.
Okay.
Too many
Fair
things.
whack.
I thought you'd actually been healed up afterwards using healing from people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used treat wounds, then a heal spell on you, and then
rested.
rested.
So
Okay, so it should be at full.
you should be at full. So Kroll should be on 2 damage. Quest should be on 4 damage, which was going to heal overnight.
Yeah.
Okay, so while sleeping,
Okay. Yeah.
You
he did.
I'm here with the next arrow.
And also, just for note, for the first time in the storyline in session 45, Kroll actually had a broken bone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, which I did myself, technically.
Hang on. This is where we call you a brittle-boned bitch now, right? Get off the subreddit.
I stand corrected. I, out of character, did it myself. In character, that old lady threw me like a freaking pinata.
Well, the other thing is, nearly every other person who got a broken bone did it to themselves in character.
Yeah, that's true.
Parry did not. Parry got shot through the leg with a massive.
Yeah, but that's your leg, not your arm.
But it didn't break your bone. It just got stuck in you.
Yeah. Still have not broken a bone.
Challenge accepted, says the GM.
Says the medic.
Oh yeah, I'm by all means excited for my first broken bone.
So-
I'm definitely going to diva it up.
That can be arranged.
So while sleeping, Quest has a strange dream about floating amongst the stars.
Oh, that went very differently than I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, while sleeping, Kroll breaks, you know.
Would you like that to
A
happen?
wizard's leg? No.
I don't remember smoking anything tonight. Where am I? Who's here?
Okay, so I will show you a picture. Pictures are always good.
I'm half surprised it wasn't do that main bloody nightmare again.
Okay, so you see a long-haired fairy wing person floating before you in the stars.
Greetings.
Give me a knowledge religion roll.
Okay. Be a professional or something.
Usually helps. He's untold.
What's the one? That app. It's the other blue app. So it's 3. Religion?
Yep.
Can I use my bardic law?
You can if you wish to.
I think that's one higher, which will make it +8, giving me a 21.
So either would have gotten you?
Yep.
So you recognize it as Desna, known as the Song of the Spheres.
Nice to meet you. Where did
She is patron of astronomers, dreamers, explorers, gamblers, and travelers. And the amulet you got is her sacred amulet.
Yep.
She says, "Greetings, demonic quest.
Greetings. It's nice to meet you.
You slept with my amulet, so I wanted to, have a word with you about your demonic visage.
Yes?
Do you wish to keep it?"
I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe.
You do know that in most towns other than Riddleport, they will kill you on sight.
Yes.
The Hell Knights are sworn to slay any who look like you.
Yes. It's still a bit more intimidating than my old form.
Would you like to be less intimidating for people?
Probably.
Would you be willing to be of service? Helping those in need?
Yes. Yes. Fine. I suppose I'm going to anyway.
Well, that is, what you've been doing this entire time.
Has it?
Yes, she's been watching.
Okay.
Your father was a follower.
I suppose that tracks. He liked to travel.
He did. And I am a patron and protector of travelers.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you wake up, you don't feel as big as you were before. You've shrunk. Your clothes are now way too big for you, having been stretched.
Yep.
And your back's very uncomfortable.
My back is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I try and crane my head around to see what's behind me.
You've got a pair of wings.
I've got a pair of wings.
Fairy wings. You're a goblin with fairy wings.
I've had worse trips, I suppose. I take it I feel like gashes or something, like they've been cut open, or is it just uncomfortable?
No, it's just uncomfortable because the wings are compressed inside your clothing.
Right. Well, I guess he'll take his shirt off and discard it. Are we still near the bodies, or did we travel on?
You're not that far from the bodies, no.
Like go try and steal some of their clothing.
Okay, you steal some, well,
I
more
borrowed-
likely borrow because they were friends of yours.
I misappropriate some clothing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll cut slits in the back of it to the wings through.
So who's on watch that night?
I'll go and watch.
Okay, so
Ray will join.
Oh, great.
both of you get to make a perception roll.
Mm.
Freaking gods. Freaking gods.
Yep.
Who needs them?
16 plus what's minus 8. 8, I think.
You do get to
Yeah.
keep your bonus to every stat.
Oh, fun. That's pretty cool.
You are
Thank
now
you.
an avatar of Desna.
Ooh.
Yeah. 24 for me.
Yep.
That's 20 for me.
Okay, so both of you see this big, bright, holy light surround Quest as he's surrounded by little stars that seem to come down from the sky itself and surround him. And then you notice he wakes up and he's back to being a goblin, but then you see him looking at his back and you see some fairy wings sticking out. Gossamer fairy wings.
I go from like drawing the floor to cracking a stupid smirk at the fairy wings on his back.
I fail to see them smirking. Too
And then-
caught up in cursing.
And then you notice him go up and borrow some clothing from the dead people under the tree. And so now he's got a guardsman's uniform on with slits in the back.
No.
Okay. Nice.
And fairy wings almost as tall as he is.
So how is he back to being the size of the goblin now?
He is. He's a goblin except for the fairy wings.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 foot tall with 3 foot fairy wings.
Can you fly?
Haven't tried yet. That's something
Do
for the
it.
morning, I think.
Just do
I'll
it.
climb a tree.
You climb a tree?
No, I'll start climbing a tree and I'll get, I don't know, 10 feet off the ground and
Yep.
jump and try and flap.
Okay, you bounce.
Yep.
You're back to being bouncy.
Yep.
And you notice that you can actually glide. So you can jump about twice the distance. You haven't quite learned how to fly with them yet.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
But they are very good at slowing your descent.
Oh, they won't bounce so good now.
Oh no. Use him as bounceable.
But the paper plane.
Well, he's a ball that will now slowly land, so you can throw him off any height.
Do you want to test that?
No.
Do's will help.
Yeah, we'll start having party records.
Quest will then wander off into...
But each time you've got your wings out, there's little bits of like star sparkles behind you.
Sorry.
So, -3 to stealth, or disadvantage on stealth rolls.
Disadvantage on stealth rolls while you're flying.
Yep. I assume
For anything visual?
Yeah.
For sound, doesn't make a sound.
Pretty sparkles. Puppy probably is chasing the sparkles around.
I'm gonna have to find those books again. Damn it! Gotta go read more. Damn. Thank you.
But hey, it's not very often you get to have a personal one-on-one meeting with the goddess. Demon Lords fairly frequently are quite easy to get one-on-one with. But then you also realise now that you are considered a follower of Desna.
Yeah.
And the holy symbol is now floating around your neck.
What's happened to the symbol of Lamashtu?
That's gone.
It's gone. Okay.
You had that left with the previous body.
Right.
So one body has the symbol of Lamashtu and one body has the symbol of Desna. Not to be confusing at all in any way whatsoever.
If I can figure out this one body,
How many gods
it'll be
does
very
Quest
fun.
want to serve again?
One per body, assumingly.
None. Quest wants to serve 0
I've heard
gods.
this storyline before.
Quest just has an unfortunate habit of being visible.
And then morning comes up and the rest of the party is surprised at your gossamer winged friend.
Given the shit that's gone on lately,
You're just
can
tripping.
I not be that surprised?
You're just
Well-
tripping. Just ignore it.
He was a demon for a while.
Yeah, so that was pretty of a shock already. So the fact something else is different now, it's not as much of a shock. It's like, oh, okay, yep.
Well, you could probably call him the Fairy Princess Quest and get away with it.
Doesn't roll off the tongue as well as question though.
Maybe the Fairy Princess question.
Maybe.
Questioning.
I'll think about it. Questioning now. That's not a bad one. Or self-questioning.
I like questioning.
Question of Fairy Princess.
Okay, so morning rolls round and you do get nice light, bit of shimmering light through the wings.
Okay.
It does cause rainbow patterns.
Yep. I was just sitting there flicking it.
Care to explain?
No. You're just tripping. There's nothing there, you're just tripping.
Okay, let me put it this way. Does it require medical attention?
Not yet.
Good. Let me know when it does.
Must. I made another deal with another god.
Let me see your arm. Is the wound gone that never closes?
That wasn't on this
body.
form. That was on the other body.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so it's not on this body.
That's how we got out of the deal with the other god. He changed bodies.
I think Kroll would just look at the clean arm and, nice skin and go, oh, what a shame, and go back to his work.
Not real quest, moving on.
Secretly very happy that it's gone.
Well, it's been gone since he got the new body.
Yeah, he's just glad it's not back.
Crawl's one failure trying to heal those wounds.
I know!
Now
One wound
disappeared.
you can't ever heal. No!
I mean, he's still pretty miffed that Dooz has acquired more scars.
Are you though?
Yeah, but I had still got one over you because I managed to heal you once that wouldn't form a scar and you really wanted it to. So it's like,
Yeah, but didn't I get bitten on the leg by this
And the neck. So you got 2 bites on the neck.
Yeah, they're hard to not leave scars.
So they look quite precious wounds because he was helpful at making him look ugly.
Yeah, I assure you that the scar to Kroll ratio is not very in his favour at the moment. It's like 1 in 3.
Okay, so this morning it seemed to be a lot quieter as you headed off through the forest.
Is it like good quiet or bad quiet?
Bad quiet. It's never ever good quiet.
Well, it could be bad quiet, but you're not quite sure. You haven't been attacked yet, so anytime you haven't been attacked is a good thing. But you are travelling with something that eats birds in the morning.
Oh, that's right. We've got the lumberjack in fauna.
Is it still being friendly?
Yep.
Okay.
Each version of friendly anyway.
Yeah. Nice lumberjack.
Now
Don't you mean bad lumberjack? Doesn't it like being talked dirty to?
Yeah, that's part of
Nice, evil, chaotic lumberjack.
it does seem to like the goblin quite a lot, and everyone else generally, if they're trying to be nice to it, he growls at them.
it.
I think Dooz knows not to be nice to it. Just like not slaps it, but just like.
And Puppy always seems to sleep the other side of you from the Wobberjack.
What a surprise!
Okay, so as you come to an edge of a large clearing in the Chorewood, you were told that you could either go left or right. Who remembers?
Oh shit! It was. Oh, what the dude said.
Barry's already gotten that part wrong because it was a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't the Witcher told the bard thing?
Yep, the bard girl told you.
She
Lullaby Van Kaskerkin.
Should we just, like, odds and evens it?
Well, you can do a flat check to see if you remember.
I'm gonna do a flat check because I
Yeah,
don't
flat
think
check.
I don't
We'll
think
do a
that was
flat
actually.
check and see how many
listening.
people
I
get
was
the wrong
doing
answer.
crying baby.
I think we both of them crying baby.
Nope, I don't remember.
Okay, so odds are evens for you, so you can pick either way.
Got a 3.
You can also pick either way.
So wait, flat check is above 10, yes?
You don't know what the flat check is. You tell me what you get, and I'll tell you if you succeeded.
It's
14.
Okay, so for parry, it's either way.
Ah, great.
So, odds it's going to be left. Evens. I say we go right.
is this like a majority vote on what odd or even we get?
I'm pretty sure she said we go right.
So what about Kroll?
Am I rolling to remember?
Yeah,
Alright, this is a
flat check.
flat check, oh dear. Alright.
And Peter's happy to do so as well.
Put those there, put that there. 10.
So for you, it's either way is fine.
Eh. It's a forest. We'll get there eventually.
So what did Peter get? Where is Peter?
Sorry?
I was wondering if you were still on mute or not.
I was, and that's why it took me so long to get back on.
We're doing a flat check to remember which direction the fork are meant to go.
I wish you the best of luck.
Okay, so I guess everyone gets to pick left or right without actually knowing which one's correct.
So what did we say? Even was left, odd was right.
You can do that. Make your own rule for that one.
Well, I got
I don't know. Quest sounded pretty confident.
I got odd. No. Yeah, you I got odd.
I got odd, so far right.
So 2 rights and wrong.
Make a left?
I don't know. Maybe.
Or was that 4 rights and 7 wrongs? I can't remember.
One of the 2.
So the party is going left or right. Looking at Kroll now to make a decision.
Why crawl?
Because
Come on, Captain Crawl.
I mean, you can have not an opinion, I guess.
Do our wayfinders have compasses? No, they don't, do they?
they do, yes.
Do
Our
they?
wayfinder is a compass.
Can we use our wayfinder compass?
Yep.
Okay. Which way's north?
Behind you.
Because we're heading south.
We're heading south.
Yes. South from the river. Where you broke your leg.
Okay, so... I think my brain just died in terms of...
So you've reached a clearing in the Shorewood where you're told to either go left or go right. And one way would lead you to the cabin that you're looking for.
Don't we have a map? Or is the map not marked?
The map's not marked.
Yeah, it's a rough estimate.
And someone forgot to write it down on the map, which is why you're having to make actual memory checks.
Yep.
If someone had made a note for it, then you would have made it on the map.
Can I use crying babies in excuse?
Yes, you can. That's why I gave
full
every...
advantage on my flat check.
Yeah, no, I've got no notes from last session.
North is behind us and we're facing south.
So the problem now is, if you actually succeed, no one else is going to know if you're correct or not.
Yeah.
That's alright, I'm just being funny.
Should be left, I think.
Would you hope? So would you like to go left or right?
Let's
Why
go
don't
left.
you ask
Should be
your
left.
God.
No. No. You don't mess with gods. You don't ask them silly little questions.
What do you... Yes, I do.
My dearest question. This is how you end up with...
Fairy wings. Pretty little wings.
And they glimmer as you gesture.
Yeah, that's fine.
Some say we can actually call them a wingman.
Left. I reckon it's left.
Okay, so we've got left. What does Quest say?
I said right.
Quest says right. And what does Willie say?
I don't think Willie cares.
Yeah. Really just enjoying the argument between left and right.
Sorry. I keep turning my headphones off to say to charge. Mate, I'm not there.
Oh, everyone's awake at
My
this
character's not
stage.
with the party.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, but my character... No. I rolled over and went back to sleep.
This is after they got up and started... That they didn't go back to
Yeah,
town.
and then... They went... No. After he turned into the devil, or the
Yep.
demon, whatever, they all went into town. Then from town, they went off on the adventure.
I believe they
So
went
my
and got you
character
before
eventually-
then.
Sorry?
You were on the boat with them across the river. They went and got you.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
don't live
ever
in
remember.
town.
So
Sorry, I've
that
been playing up to now as though I'm still back at Quest Place.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I
like,
think
No, because I'm fairly sure you were definitely with us when we fought the Geist.
Yeah, you were there when they fought the undead.
I never attacked and I never did anything. But that's probably because my headphones had run out.
Yes.
They had run out at that point,
that
yes.
was the case. I think you crashed. You crashed and your headphones went dead at that stage.
So we just had you following along, not getting attacked and not actually attacking.
Okay.
We just chalked it down to the wrong style.
Willie's not sure. Willie's not sure. So I don't make a suggestion.
So Dusa, what does Dusa say?
Well, I rolled odd, so right.
And what does Parry say?
Harry uses his staff as a divining rod.
Who does he hit with it?
And which one?
Yeah. Both.
You reckon you should go both
Just for your
directions?
entertainment, Crawl. Just for you. You wanted my divining rod.
I do not. I am way not holy enough for that.
Just
Thank
for
you very
with that
much.
comment, just for you.
So you pick up Crawl and wave him about?
Yes, I did pick up Crawl and waving him.
Okay, so which way do you think, using your divining rod, you should go? Because your divining rod already said left.
Well, the divining rod said left, so we go left.
So now it's 2 lefts and 2 rights.
So, do we split the party or do we just draw a card?
Oh no, I think you've got a deciding vote now. Everyone turns and looks at Willie.
I don't care.
Straight it is.
So which way does Quest want to go?
I'm sure she said right.
Okay, let's go right. You look really pretty, so let's go right.
Great.
I love that. Okay, so yes, you start heading right, and
Oh shit!
Right?
It slipped.
you guys okay?
I just got my dinner everywhere.
Well, we'll give you a chance to pick that up as everyone starts heading off to the right. Amusingly enough, in the background, in the flashback, your friend, Lullaby Van Casterkin, in the previous session said, when you get to the clearing, go left. But that's just in the backstory, in the flashback, and say make sure you go left. As you following your directions of your guide, you trudge off following the directions to the right, and after about 3 hours walk, you find yourself at the edge of a cave. You weren't told to expect a cave, but hey, you found a cave.
We're told to expect a stone house, right?
Yep.
I suppose a cave is not like a stone house.
I guess. Depending on different people's points of view.
And on the side of the cave is a tribal symbol. Quest recognizes it.
Toads.
It is actually the tribe of the Bramblemouth Goblins, who you are partially related to. The civilized ones go to town and the uncivilized ones stayed in the forest. And the difference between being civilized and uncivilized was where they slept the night.
In the forest or in the town?
Yep.
Right.
I thought if it was they could read.
No, neither could read. But they could paint. And they love to paint.
What do they use as their medium?
Anything and everything. No one has ever bought any of their paintings that you know of, partly because most of their paintings don't last.
Yep. So that's a Bramblemouth Goblin Cave. It's definitely a house. Someone lives there.
Or something.
Or something. I suppose the goblins might not live there now, actually.
Well, be my guest and you go in first.
Well, do we want to go in? Do we think this is what the ghost meant?
I personally don't, but you seem keen, so. Hey, you've got fairy wings. What could go wrong?
You've got those pretty little wings of yours all covered up, though, don't you, buddy?
No, they're actually sticking out the back of his coat because they are taller than he is.
I'd cover them up if I was you. I'm not sure how your buddies would deal with something like you.
The worst comes to worst is the giant spider will come out of the cave and go for the nearest bug-like thing, which currently is you, so we'll be fine.
Oh, so you're coming in too then?
No.
Well, can I borrow a cloak?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Martin,
Yep.
with those wings that are sticking out of Quest's back,
Yep.
is it a bit like Tinkerbell, you know, where you grab him and you shake him and it all comes out?
It does exactly do that. Every time he flaps his wings, you see little stars come off his wings.
Can I sort of get one to land in my hand?
You can.
Is there actually something in my hand, or?
It burns a little ember in your hand.
Ah, okay. It's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So you've got a little star shape on your palm where you let it drop.
Okay.
So Chris will throw the cloak over his shoulders. And
Yeah, you look a lot taller.
Yep.
And you'll lean over like he's got a hunchback. And you'll wander into the cave.
Okay, wandering into the cave, it's all dark, but you can see because, well, you've got dark vision.
Yes.
Walking in, you expect that there would at least be some goblin sentry standing in the entrance. No
There's
goblins
not,
at all.
because all the goblins have gone, so...
And there are a lot of blackberry vines there which have a lot of blackberries on them
In the cave.
at the entrance to the cave.
The entrance to the cave.
Which, again, goblins would be eating on a regular basis. They like to have their dens right next to a food source.
Yep.
And they also make great painting medium.
Are there any, like, signs of recent habitation?
Nothing looks recent.
So no recent trail marks or anything?
Looking down at
Goblin
the
footprints.
ground, it looks as if no one's been here for quite a few months.
Yep.
You'd think at the time that all the other goblins packed up and left, these guys left as well.
Yep. Right, I'll go back outside and go.
Yeah, it seems empty. We should be fine.
Okay, well, what's in it?
I said it's empty.
So
Absolutely nothing inside.
why are we?
You haven't gone in and looked, you just looked at the entrance.
I know.
Alright, I'll go inside with our token fairy.
Okay, does Kroll have a way to see in the dark?
I believe I have low light vision. Or dark vision, whatever it's called. Let me check my sheet.
Well, there is a difference. Low light vision
There is.
means a light source, and dark vision does not.
Let me check. It is low light vision, so that means I need a light source. So I will bring you a light source.
Well, you did. You brought Goblin if he gets his wings out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, but no, he's covering his up, so I'll need a light source. So I will use my... I think the Wayfinder has a light source.
It does. Yes, you light up with your wayfinder.
Yeah.
And you see the ceiling of the cave is awkwardly low for anyone over 4 feet tall.
Oh, good thing we walked in there then.
And there are pictures painted all over them. Various murals of goblin art and design. Strangely artistic, considering most goblins you know, besides Quest, have no skill with anything.
I'll just point up and ask, do you get it translate?
I think that one says he found a pig and killed it and cooked it for the tribe. And that one says the pork wasn't cooked very well and they got the shits.
So it's basically a cave journal.
Yeah.
And they make the paintings out of whatever the subject matter is.
Crow will just continue further on into the cavern.
Just pull out a journal and start.
It is goblins. You do know they're the biggest follower of the belief of waste not, want not. They waste nothing. They don't consider anything to be useless. Yet nearly every other race will consider half the stuff they use useless. So as you walk in, the stale air of the place smells really bad. This place hasn't had a good clean out in a long time.
It's goblins. Do you really expect to clean out?
Well, as in, there's a smell of off meat, the smell of burnt, the smell of using their home as their toilet.
Still all makes the goblin ticks, you know.
And also of wet dog.
Wet dog, okay.
Because there is their goblin dogs as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because they have their own sailor dog, which they like.
Yeah, even though they hate most dogs except for that dog.
Well, because that dog is part goblin, literally.
I don't know how they created that thing.
Considering it was goblins, you don't really want to know.
I don't want to know. That's exactly the point.
Okay, so yes, you do find a dog pen. You find what appears to be a rather large cave, which must have been one of their central caves. It's about 15 feet wide and has a defensive wall out front of it, like it is meant for their chieftain. And you see what appears to be a red eye painted on the wall outside the chamber.
A red eye.
It looks like it's painted with fresh blood.
Fresh blood.
Yeah, by the looks at it, it's been long dried, but it still looks fresh.
Right.
Can I use message to kind of... How many words is it?
Send a message to Quest, who you can see.
No, to the guys behind us.
I believe you need to target them.
They need to target you to reply.
Let me have a quick look at the spell to make sure.
Page 351.
Okay. Page.
To the ears of the target.
Yeah. And it says, the target can give a brief response as a reaction or as a free action on the next turn if they wish, but they must be able to see you and be within range to do so.
So yes, you target one creature you can see.
I'm just going to target Doozer.
Okay, so you wander out to the opening and target Doozer.
Wait, what?
To target a creature, you need to be able to see the creature. You can't target a creature you can't see.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just walk outside and tell them what we found then.
That was why I was, mentioning. It's great for things where you've got a long visual distance.
Yeah.
Not great when you're out of sight or invisible.
Yeah, I was letting them know we found this red marking on a cave entrance further in. Weird goblin journals you don't want to know about, and apparently bush things. Raspberry? No. Blackberry bush things.
Well, the blackberry bush is outside that they can see.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I don't know. It was what, 4 feet high maximum inside.
4 feet in the entryway, and then it goes up where the red eye is.
Right.
And there's one extra chamber further in that you haven't reached yet.
Okay. So I'll let them know they can come in if they want, but just you'll have to crawl first and then stand up.
Why is everyone so short now?
Look, it's not our fault you guys grew up too big.
Sorry, next time I'll ask my father to, find someone different. You ass.
That'd be muchly appreciated.
Well, look at this way. You can help them get shorter.
Just remember, we're not short, you're just too damn tall.
Not everyone needs their legs above below the knees.
Alright.
Technically, Peter cheated. Well, sorry, Willie cheated.
What? Love this session just throwing insults at mine.
Isn't that most of our sessions?
Why are we together again?
Because we were put together by the Pathfinders.
Pathfinders thought you were a good match.
We wouldn't be a good party if we didn't insult each other every day.
Yes.
We've got complimentary.
Raises morale. You proved the other one wrong.
Okay. So, as you lead the rest of the group back into the caves.
Yep.
Using the Wayfinder light so they can actually see. Not that Dooza needs it. I believe Dooza's also got night vision.
I think so.
I have low light, not night vision.
Barry's got vision. Woo!
What about Willie?
You guys don't need me in there, do you?
Are you afraid of the dark, are you?
No, I'm afraid of crawling around on my hands and knees, being 7+ foot tall, with only a 4 foot tall headroom.
I mean,
Can Dooza kick him in first?
I think they really don't want to crawl around in a goblin den. It doesn't seem sanitary.
Okay, so while Willie's sitting outside, there is this black cat towering over him with these big yellow eyes staring at him.
To give them the opportunity to either do it or not do it. So.
Do I recognise it?
Yes, it's the Wobberjack.
Oh, the Wobber Cat. I like that.
Cat. How you doing?
It's having that really interesting stare at you, and it's getting more intense as more party members enter the cave.
What do you want, Cat?
It looks like it's about to play.
Oh, really? My character gets into tiger style. I'm always willing to learn from a master.
Suddenly expecting the Mortal Kombat theme here.
Okay,
Get
so
over here.
while Dooza's looking back at Willie playing with the cat, next thing you know, you see the cat pounce and both disappear.
Oh, great.
Oh dear. Well, that answers that question. Guess I'll turn around and head back in. I'm not messing with that Wobberjack thing.
Okay, so as you head in, you hear Willie from inside the cave. Willie, you find yourself in the darkness with your head pressing against the ceiling. And no light source.
So did I manage to get a hold of the cat, or did I manage to do anything, or get hold of the cat or anything?
Well, it hit a 29 armor class.
Mm-hmm. And my reply was,
I'll give you a reflex save.
to...
You rolled a 2.
No, a reflex... Oh, natural 20. Oh, fuck. Yes, okay, so I got a natural 20.
Okay, so you're in this cave with your head pressing against the roof, and you've got something the size of a watermelon in your hands made out of fluff with little eyes staring up at you.
Watermelon made out of fluff.
The Wobberjack changes size fairly frequently.
Okay, my character's going to drop the cat and just go, cheater.
The cat clings onto your leg as you drop it.
More cheating. I'm assuming it's clinging on with claws.
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to try to hold its weight so it's not gouging out my leg, and I'm going to look around as best I can to see what's going on.
his leg or his pant leg?
His leg.
Hello.
It goes right through his pants.
Hello. People.
Considering if it extends
So,
its
can I
claws
see
fully,
it?
it's about that long.
Right.
Can I see any light or anything else?
About a minute or so later, you see Quest come around the corner, followed by Kroll, walking happily under the height of the roof, which is about 6 feet at the moment.
So this room is 6 foot.
Yep. And you walk in to find Willie with his head on an angle, looking around, trying to figure out which way it is with his hands on the roof. And one hand on the roof, one hand on this small furry blurry thing on his leg with remarkable yellow eyes, which you recognise as your Wobberjack.
Yep.
Ah, you two being friends. You got in here very quickly.
Your cat cheats.
Yes.
Yeah, we learned that during the box experience.
I mean, most of the things associated with me cheat.
Then the cat lets go of his leg and seems to prance happily over to Quest. And it is definitely a prance. With tail flicking in indifference towards Willie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did just give you a service. You didn't have to crawl through the really low part.
Mm-hmm.
Does Duza have to roll anything to pull through, or was it just big enough to fit?
You can quite easily squeeze through, and it is very uncomfortable for you because you can smell what they've painted the ceiling with.
Yummy.
And you eventually make it into the room where the others are. And here you find what appears to be the room of a goblin ranger with all the artwork around, depicting raising and caring for wolves.
Oh, sweet. I study the wolf.
Apparently you don't torment it, pull its hair out, or stab it with things. These are the mistakes shown by this ranger.
Yep, alright.
It's almost a what not to do instruction book.
Perfect for goblins.
Hey, look, he subscribes to the scientific method.
And from what you remember, the person whose this cave was known as Night Eye. She was a famed goblin known for her blue and red eyes.
Blue and red.
One's blue, one's red. Because most goblins have solid coloured eyes.
Yes. They all have red for the most part? Or is
Yes. Blue eyes are unusual.
A blue eye is viewed as a blessing or not a blessing?
It's different, and anything different is considered strange.
Right.
As long as it's not writing, they live with it. Even your wings were considered to be strange, and they would all look at it going, how'd you get that? Can I have that? What can you do? What does it taste like?
Right.
So they're not... They're probably the most forgiving of all races, unless writing's involved.
Yep.
Okay, and it looks as if everything here was set up for her to use this whole cavern complex as a training area for their goblin dogs and for wolves. And there's another cave nearby that you can see not far from her chamber.
Is there any alive wolves, or does it just smell like?
It smells of wolf, and you can even see bits of wolf fur stuck to the painting to make it a little bit more lifelike.
Yep.
Because, that's what they do.
Yep.
And then the next room over, you find what appears to have been a central meeting hall for them with a goblin fire pit, including some sort of construction going across the top for spinning things and cooking it over the fire. That looks like it was cooks it unevenly because it's not placed over the center, and it sort of seems it doesn't want to turn very quickly in some parts and very fast in others. So unevenly weighted in turning.
Yep. Hence bad war.
But hey, for goblins, it is a fantastic construction. There's also the dips in the top if you want some of those as well. I might a bit later, I just had a knockback. And at the other end of this chamber, you actually see a passage going further into the mountains, into the ground. A sort of passage going into the ground. We've got to figure out where that one goes.
So, do we think that this is where the ghost was telling us to go?
No, not at all.
Are we going on anyway?
What was that?
Well, you found something that no one else has.
Conscience?
No, not that yet.
Not yet.
Still working on that one.
What does the prime directive say?
Though you could have a imp show up and cause himself conscious.
Oh no, not that one.
Well, you've got the annoyance in the D&D one, but you can imagine what the Pathfinder version would be like.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to know.
Just ask David.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes, it does look as if there is a passageway that goes deeper underground nearby, and it's actually got enough room for even Willie to walk along. What would you like to do?
Well, we're here now, we may as well carry on.
Even though we're meant to find a house.
Someone lives here. It's made of stone.
Okay, so you start walking further in. Who's going first?
Not the healer.
Quest will doff the cape and head back to the hole.
Okay, so your wings give you about a 10-foot illumination around you,
Yep.
especially when you flap them.
Yep. I'll be the target. You guys can stay behind.
Excellent. Good job, Quest.
And everyone's seeing stars in front of them as Quest goes ahead. I'm sure a starry visage coming from a goblin is just a sight to behold.
Doozer really doesn't need any more things he doesn't want to see again, but this is a close second.
What, the starry visage of the goblin in front?
Yeah.
Hey, it's the first time you've actually seen a goblin with fairy dust.
So wrong.
Experiments to try.
She pretty cool.
Okay.
It's just there.
I know. So nice.
So as you follow the tunnel, it opens up to a much larger cave. This one with a ceiling about 15 feet overhead. All the paintings up here look a lot older. And they look as if they've been done with a little more skill too. The air here is cool and less pungent, and several long low walls of broken stone transform the cave into a bit of a maze, which Willie can see over quite easily, because they're designed for goblin height.
Do they look recently made, or do they look old?
They look like they were set up probably a couple of years ago, at least.
Sorry, so recent, within the last 10 years.
Well, it does look as if it's being maintained by goblins. And over the top of that, you see what appears to be the center of the Bramblемouth Goblin tribe.
The center.
The center of their tribal holdings. But no goblins. You had heard that the chief goblin here has a flaming sword.
We see that in the... I suppose we see a couple of flaming swords. So that's in this pile.
The chief of this tribe has a flaming sword.
Right.
Well, there's no flaming sword that you can see here. And his second is a renowned goblin snake sorcerer.
Are we able to make our way through to this maze?
Yes, you can. For most people, they could climb over if they wanted to, or just go around because you can see everywhere to go.
Oh, okay.
The main thing here is goblins would be standing on the walls attacking people coming through. And as you reach the main area, you can see that there is the chieftain's den, even with a banner hanging over the top with the Bramblemouth goblin's symbol hanging over it.
So does Quest recognize?
Yeah, I know what the clan is. Is it significant that that stuff has been left there?
It is, because normally goblins, if they were to migrate, would take everything.
Yeah.
They're not known to leave anything behind.
Yes.
And you do hear someone calling out nearby to the south. In Dwarven.
Dwarven, okay.
Wait, who knows Dwarven?
Harry.
I don't think I do.
I do.
Harry does.
Yeah.
I know Jolton, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think I know Dwarven.
No, I don't know.
No, it's parrying one of the other ones. We don't have a common uncommon language.
Which is an amusing thing. You do have common.
Yes.
That is your
That's
common
a
language.
common language.
You don't have a secret common language.
Can I understand what the dwarf is saying?
Help?
Ah. Hang on a second, I'll be right there. And I start moving over towards it.
Okay.
I'll go investigate with Willie.
Yes, Willie gets to stretch out to his full height, with his arms up without touching the ceiling, as he walks along.
I'm going to do some stretching.
And
Excuse me.
as you come around the corner, you into a alcove. It appears to be some sort of detention cell with manacles driven into the wall, and you can see two very emaciated dwarves hanging from some shackles.
What kind of dwarves?
They are dwarves from Jangerhof by the looks of things, or Riddleport. Hard to tell because they both share the same ancestry.
Okay.
There is a bit of looks like they've been here for a while by the marks on their arms.
Did we all hear this?
Well, you did hear the dwarven, and you did see Willie and Doomsday head south.
Okay. Alright.
Willie called something out.
Oh, we did. Okay.
I'll pull out my water skin and give them some water. And while I'm doing so, I'm having a look at how they're constrained and whether there's any easy way to help them out.
There is a very simple way of helping them out. The easy way of helping them out is to take their hands off at the wrist, and then they'll go right out of those manacles.
Sweet. Does it break us apart?
Well, that was slicing off their hands.
Yeah.
No, like as in can we like break the shackles?
Looking at the shackles, they look fairly old, and you're not sure they actually have a lock on them. They look as if they've been welded shut.
Great. Is there like a chain further up that we can just like break to get them down to start with, and then
You
work
can
it out?
try. The chain itself is probably about 2 inches thick.
Wow.
And it looks as if it could quite easily hold a bugbear with these chains.
Jeez.
Wow.
Or even, it could even probably hold an ogre.
Well, strength isn't going to fix this one, that's for sure.
And both dwarves are suspended by these chains off the ground.
Oof. Ouch. Is there a way to lower them down? Like, can we follow the chain to see if we can lower them to the back of the ground?
You think that they were suspended up on something, then chained in, and then whatever they were on got pulled away from them? Because you can see there are about 3 other sets of these chains stuck to the wall.
Oh, right. Can we go and find, like, whatever they were sitting on or suspended on to like at least get footing under them?
You could, but you think if it was portable, it might not be here any longer.
Quest is drawing the stealing art.
And by the looks of things, these dwarves have been here for quite a few months, surviving on lichen and the damp walls.
Well.
Do you guys need help over there? What have you found?
I'm going to provide them food and water.
They thank you greatly. They said they've been stuck here waiting for the goblins to return, but the goblins haven't been back for months.
Can I hear this talking going on?
Yep.
Oh, into the same area.
You enter the same area and see a couple of dwarves stretched out on a wall. There's 2 of them there, and you can see a third one that's just mainly bones and skin, having not been able to get near the lichen or water.
While Willie's feeding them,
Would have died months ago.
I just want to check them over.
You guys are looking a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, he looks at you and goes, "Oh, so you've come to free us, fairy goblin?"
No, it's quite sarcasm.
This is more of a coincidence than anything else, but I'm sure we can free you while we're here. How are the chains in the wall?
You can see the chains going into the wall. They don't seem to be attached to anything that you can see.
Okay. Oh, there goes that plan.
Yeah, as I said, strength isn't enough to fix this one. Because I don't think Drews is strong enough to even break these chains if they look strong enough to hold an ogre or something.
Ooh, they've been welded shut. These goblins are very clever. That doesn't bode well for anyone.
You have heard of shamans who like to heat metal and use that as a way to put chains on people? Because that does make it so much easier to weld things together.
Hey, Harry,
Yes?
you know, like, some icy magic, right?
Yes?
Do you know fiery magic too?
So see if I know this stuff.
You don't you have acid?
I don't know this stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm gonna spend a second on this sort of something. I've got acid. If that's what you're asking about.
One of the dwarves responds, he doesn't really want to go on a trip.
Not that kind of acid.
Not that kind, they're trying to get you out.
Oh, he'd rather you not burn his hands off either.
I'm gonna burn your hands.
You'd rather you not cut his hands off? Can you break open the lock?
There's a lock?
Well, he looks at it and goes, well, it's a goblin lock. It's just 2 bits of metal welded together.
I mean, Judah can try and break it apart. I'll give it a go.
Do you have any bludgeoning weapons?
I probably do. I don't have my phone near me right now, so...
Are there any boxes or crates or chairs or something around
No
here?
furniture whatsoever. They seem to have taken all that with them.
Huh.
But then again, goblins aren't known for their furniture.
Yeah.
Because they generally tend to break them and burn them.
Oh, okay, yep.
Can we knock down some of these walls and drag the stones over?
You can drag stones from the walls over. Very hard to knock the walls down, but you can drag the stones over.
Let me just check something, Martin.
Yep.
Harry's gonna whip out something for the first time.
Oh god.
Whip up just sounds so bad.
Yeah.
We all know it's not that because it won't be the first time.
For these dwarves, it would be.
And for you, Parry, this is the first time for everything,
What are
so...
you doing? She's nothing her face into the carpet in the bedroom.
Though Perry is having flashbacks to his time with the Countess.
Oh well. Never before seen, Harry pulls out a Morning Star.
Okay.
Where were you keeping that?
You don't want to know.
Family secret.
In the hammer space.
Parry's diary suddenly makes so much more sense.
Harry's going to try and hit the connection between the shackles and the chain.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
I cast guidance on Parry,
Thanks.
and I start playing really inspiring music.
This is just like, come on, man.
And amusingly, you do get that discordant music off, and you do see that his wings shimmer with the song now. He gets a visual effect to go with the audio effect.
21.
21, you hit the chain, and the chain shatters.
Oh. Well, that seems easier than it made to be.
Well, you never actually tried attacking it. It just looks there.
Oh.
I didn't say how old or how useful that actually was.
That's what I said. I was gonna attempt to just brute force it. And then Harry got out the fucking Morning Star.
And brute forced it.
And reversed it.
You just got out... brute forced?
Higher kill counts.
I'm getting closer to the kill count. Don't worry. I'm still there. Yeah, I start working on the other.
Do you feel inferior yet?
Give me a strength check as you try to break the other chain, while Parry gets... Or you can make it athletics, where Parry gets to make another swing to break the other chain.
Can I use a reroll?
You can.
I don't want you to break your hand.
Break his hand! Just hurt him!
Oh, not cough.
No, it's not.
No, Scooby Baby. Scooby Baby. Scooby Baby. I can't see that. What does it say? 9.
It's 9. That's not.
9 plus. I think I'm good in athletics of 9.
18. Okay, so straining, you seem to bend the metal, but not break it.
I try again.
While Parry has his swing.
Harry got 19.
Okay, so 19 is enough to hit it. It's a different DC to break than it is to strike. And the first dwarf drops to the ground while Duzar's working on the second.
I walk over, have another swing.
Well,
Doozer attempts to break the first chain.
So you both work on a chain each.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. That's better. Biggest? Yeah, non-natural 20.
Okay, the metal just peels apart. You realize it's non-tempered iron.
So is it pig iron or just like normal weak?
It's so iron is still quite flexible until it's tempered.
Yeah.
So you're able to change the shape of the manacles enough to get the dwarf's hand out.
Nice.
Just requires a lot of strength.
Parry got 18 on smashing the other chain.
And as you do that, the dwarf drops to the floor, having one broken and one widened enough for his hand to come out.
I walk up to do the work smarter, not harder, please.
You had 3 attempts, I had 2.
I had 3 attempts on 3 chains. You had 2 attempts on 1.
I sit them down against the wall and
Dude.
allow them to continue to drink water and eat food.
For a minute there, I was going to ask which ones did you sit down, the 2 arguing or the 2 dwarves. So the dwarves are very grateful to you. You do notice that they don't seem to be able to use their hands at this stage, having been suspended by them for close to a month. Well, probably about 4 months by now.
Can I do a medical check?
Yep.
I'm guessing I have to roll for this.
Just roll and cast heal on both of them just to make them feel a little bit better.
That's a 26.
It does look like it's probably going to take a bit of medical treatment to get them back to normal because they have been hanging by their hands for a long time.
Yeah, but is it going to require physical healing, or can magical healing help at the moment temporarily?
Magical healing can help, but it's more along the line of it will speed it up. It just won't instantly fix it.
No, but will they regain some use of their hands?
They have a little use of their hands now. It will make it a little bit faster, but that's about it. So
I'd like to think that if Crawl actually did this medicine roll, their arms would be stuck above their head, just like, and they'd be walking around town and just like, so what happened to you? Well, I got hung up for a couple of months, and then some idiot decided to use magical healing on me. Now I'm stuck.
Fine, I'll leave them as is.
The muscles will calcify underneath it
Yeah.
and be stuck in place.
So their arms are still sticking up. But you can heal them like that if you like.
No, I've got bad issues with that.
It's very much like when you heal the nose broken, so it's still broken, but
I've
healed
already
like
cast
that.
Soothe on both of them to make them feel better. It's fine.
Yeah, they'll have to move it themselves.
I don't have access to drugs, so... Oh, hang on. Quest like flutters his wings really hard and gets some of the angel dust and says, try snorting this.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh no.
So, one of the dwarves has a reaction and passes out.
As a medical professional, I am looking away.
And the other dwarf is just staring off into nothingness.
Wait, what did he do?
He just drugs them.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see what happens when they wake up.
One's now unconscious, the other one's having a bad trip.
Very much.
I mean, while I'm not against experimentation per se, that wasn't entirely called for.
I mean, they can't hurt me if it was bad for them, so it seems like the best option.
What if it was bad for them?
Then they can't hurt me.
But they'd be dead.
And then we'll know not to do it again.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, would you prefer me test on one of you guys?
No. You test on one of them and then see what happens. Not
did.
both of them.
He did, and then he tested on the other one to see what would happen.
Oh, okay.
He didn't test on both at the same time.
Okay, fair enough.
One passed down, he goes, let's see if that happens again.
Yes, see? The scientific method.
Alright, fine. I can't disagree with that.
I'm sorry, what are you going to do? Complain to the ethics committee?
I wonder if we even have one of those.
We do.
Okay, before heading to the dwarves, you did see that there was a area further into the complex.
Are there any blankets or anything, or is it just the flag?
Just the flag. Everything else was dragged off.
Quest will put them nice and close together and go cut the flag down and bring it over and lay it over them so that they can stay warm.
Yeah. Warmed by the symbols of those who tormented them.
Could be worse.
You could set it alight.
Please don't.
Okay, while Quest is doing his nice job for the dwarves, what is everyone else doing?
Still arguing with Dooza about how working smarter, not harder, is always the option.
Okay. And what is Willie doing?
I'm making sure the dwarves are all right, and yeah, that's about it, really.
One of them is unconscious on the ground and with a flag wrapped around it, and the other one is staring off into space on the ground with a blanket the flag wrapped around it as well.
This might sound like a really stupid question, but would massaging their shoulders help a bit?
It would. It's basically a medicine roll.
Okay.
It sees how good you are at.
I'm not expecting them to heal or anything. It's just maybe help them a little bit. Just because not being able to do anything, I feel really bad.
It is medicine to actually try to help them.
So am I making a normal treat heal roll or just a flat?
It's a medicine roll.
Medicine roll. That's a 14. Yep.
Okay, so the one who was, sort of staring off into the distance, sort of starts screaming as you get his arms lower.
I wasn't going to push them down. I was just trying to.
This was you massaging it.
Oh, okay.
It does cause the arms to go down when you massage the muscles.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You don't know. He's just screaming a lot as you're doing it.
What did you get? A 14?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I try the other one?
Sure.
If I roll better this time? Oh, you fucking dick.
Natural one.
No, it's exactly the same roll.
So 14 again?
Yeah.
Okay, you must have learnt more from the first one because this one's not making a sound.
Is that because he's unconscious?
Yes.
Yes.
I was being the nice response in that one.
I'm gonna leave that there. Just claim I've done something.
Both of them now have their arms down.
Check it off my list. And hope I helped a little.
No, you don't have to torture them.
I was trying to help.
You know what? At least write it down afterwards.
It was an experiment, you can say.
Yeah.
I am going to note down the medical instances of this, yes.
Tried this, got this result.
Yes.
Tried it again.
Must try again.
Worked on catatonic patient, did not work on...
Did not work well on spaced out patient.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, you have managed to get the dwarves into what looks like a more comfortable position.
Good. Obviously I'm not going to ask them to carry anything anytime soon, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better. Worst comes to worst, I suppose we could just throw more pixie dust at them. Not that I'm recommending that, but...
You just did, actually.
Look, whatever happens, leave one of them alive, please. Prefer both, but just please.
I'm just trying to...
Well, you already have another dwarf in the party. You don't need another two. So which one are you going to leave alive? Parry or the two newcomers?
Wait, we have a dwarf in the party?
Yes, you got a half dwarf.
Barry's half dwarf.
Is he?
Yeah.
Have you not been paying attention?
Can I
see how stumpy and like broad-shouldered and barrel chest? Why do you think he's the buffest wizard?
Because he's too bloody egotistical.
Because your half gnome doesn't really consider dwarves really dwarves unless they've got full beards.
Oh, I've got a full beard. I don't know where it is.
Well, I think they would. They've seen the pictures.
Good.
Oh, that's right.
Good to see my fanfics getting out there.
Yeah. You did the reverse. You were born with a beard and grew out of it.
No, it migrated.
Oh. Let's finish drawing the pictures on the roof.
I'd be curious to see what your book series is by the time we get back in like 5 years.
Well, you'd be interesting, I'm sure, to see all the books by Quest, considering the Wobberjack is quite a good seller right now.
Mm-hmm.
Storm Chasers versus the Wobberjack. Storm Chasers versus two nearly dead dwarfs. Storm Chasers and the interesting encounter with an armada of goblins.
You could rename, in brackets, the accidental war.
The one where the Storm Chasers start a national incident.
P.S. Don't tell the Pathfinders.
The one where the Storm Chasers start an interdimensional incident.
Just gets worse and worse.
Okay. So, having a look around, there seems to be only one place you haven't explored yet, and it has a door that is shut.
Goblins can use doors?
Goblins can use doors. And the door has writing.
Whoa!
You're an exception.
Whoa!
You've been in a goblin fortress with doors before.
You didn't even build the fortress.
Are you sure you're a Pathfinder?
No, he's worse than he's a medic.
I just like teasing on goblins. But our goblin's special.
Yes, you see the writing on the door, and it's not in a language you know.
Out of character. It's the language.
Thassilonian.
Right. No. It was the other character that knew Thassilonian.
I can read that but not say it.
You know, you think it's something along the lines of safe meeting space, but it could also be safe, or it could be meeting, or it could be where you store meat.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to, you know, we walk in and it's a butcher's office. It's like, oh,
Yeah, okay, I say that. I say it's either a treasure. It says safe meeting something. It's very hard to understand. It's very broken.
Yeah, it all depends on where you start reading the rune, because you don't know where the start point is. And the rune has so many different meanings depending on how you translate it.
badly.
So they're a meeting hall or a freezer.
You walk in and it's a freezer with tables and chairs.
Ah, so the trolls go to sleep.
And the door itself does seem as if it is old, and it does have the wear of being pushed open by goblins at a low height of about 2 feet.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
So it's got this like a worn goblin handprint.
So I'm guessing that's where we push it open?
Okay, so you go push open there.
No, I'm just making note of it. I don't trust anyone else. I mean, I don't trust myself to go first in case I run into a goblin trap and die.
Hello, you.
But luckily, we have a goblin in the party who's perfect for that handshake.
Bam!
Okay, so yes, you push it open. Inside the room, you see a 5-foot space ringed by arcane runes that are glowing.
Do I recognise these rooms?
Yep.
They look a lot like the one on the gate,
Except they're all glowing.
except they're all glowing.
Do we see into the room, or?
You can see into the room, yes.
Can you get a message back to Riddleport?
What, if we leave the cave and head back to the...
I meant, like, you've got weird magics that I don't have. Can you just talk to someone in Riddleport?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And I don't have my messenger raven with me.
Can you talk to someone in Riddleport? Stupid with the baby.
This does remind you of the runic circles you were using to gate with. But they are currently active. Normally you have to open, you're ripping an opening in space and time.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to already be active.
Right. So is it the same symbols that are on the gate in Riddleport, or is it...
Similar symbols, but in a different order.
Right.
Every circle is unique.
So does that mean this is someone's...
This is a teleportation circle.
Oh.
You can teleport here using your wayfinders if you attune to the location and spend the money.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm talking about like the big gate over the bridge.
Oh, it does share similar symbols to that too, yes.
Is it the same ones or is it not?
Some would be similar, but it wouldn't contain every single symbol, and it would have symbols that wouldn't have.
Right.
Out of character, do we know if we attune our wayfinders to locations, does it then lock us out of tuning to any other locations?
No, you can attune to as many locations if you've got the money to afford to.
Okay, and how much is it to activate these
I
things?
think I had it down as 100 gold minimum
Per
attunement.
usage? Or per attunement?
Let's see, location.
I wouldn't recommend attuning to it.
But it's worth noting down for the Pathfinders at least.
It's 200 gold for a private rune gate or 1,000 for a public one. This looks like a private one.
Right, okay.
Because public ones can actually take a base, almost walk an army through.
But once you attune to a way gate, do you know what it's connected to?
No, you've once you attune to it using the Pathfinder's Wayfinder, you connect it to your network.
Oh, okay.
So, are all our Pathfinders on the same, or are our Wayfinders on the same network?
Yours are, yes.
Right. And that would mean if we attuned to this, and someone got one of our Wayfinders,
They could get here.
this would be a gateway into the Pathfinder Society for another person.
Only if they use one of your Wayfinders.
Right, okay. In that case, it's probably not very good idea.
Well, the quest could do it and have another way of getting to Riddleport, to Roderic's Cove without anyone knowing.
That's true.
Yes. I think we should note it down and tell the Pathfinders.
But it does mean it's also active, so you can step through and go wherever it's connected to.
Can you get back though?
You don't know.
So unless we attune to it, we can't get back.
Well, you need to have another gate at the other side to come back.
Which might not be active.
Right.
It might be active only as an exit.
So how do you test active? Oh, right.
Oh, you sent
go
someone through
it.
Oh, that's it.
Yes. Unfortunately, the Prime Directive says, don't waste lives needlessly. We should throw one of the dwarves through. No,
I was waiting for that.
That would be bad.
Waiting for that. Yeah, the whole, thank you for saving us. We owe our lives. Yes, you do. Get in. And no, I'm not saying that.
And you're going to think you're on another bad trip. But don't worry. Just keep walking. You'll find the exit. Once you found the exit,
Yep.
try and step back through.
Willie
How
steps
long
through.
does it take How long does it take to attune your Wayfinder? And how do you
1 hour.
provide? And how do you provide the 200 gold?
Basically,
What is,
you'd be expected to have some sort of reagents that you can pick up, and it's been assumed you picked up last time you were in town. They're fairly easy to get from Riddleport or from Magnuma.
Yeah, we've been provided reagents for each of our
But
personal ways,
each of you have one set of them, which you can use on something else. So you got given one set for free, and if you haven't used it yet, you can use it on this gate. But normally when you do so, you can actually break the attunement to whatever it's currently connected to.
Oh, okay.
So we do need to find a chump. I mean, a willing volunteer.
A willy volunteer?
We need to find someone who's willing to go through it and come back if they can to tell us what's on the other side.
Right.
Harry's up for it.
Yes, but what if you can't come back?
I'll go through with him.
And what if you can't come back?
Can we just have one volunteer, please? Not 12?
We'll come back.
I suppose if you've got the reagents, you could attune the other side of it and then come back to Roderic's Cove. Right?
Yep.
Okay, I see what you're getting at.
But
Well,
we'll
basically,
lose one
the more you attune, the more of a network you build for yourself.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're getting at.
and the more risk we lose our way from us.
Yep. It was a risk giving us refinders in the first place.
I kind of assume they can destroy our network if need be.
Yeah, I'm sure they can.
Catastrophic error.
Well, the Lantern Lodge has a single tapestry that is the source of the Pathfinder network.
Ah.
If they ever want to shut it down, they just burn the tapestry.
But that means they have no network.
Oh wow. They can't burn individual parts of the tapestry.
They can destroy the entire tapestry and bring the whole network down in a second.
And then redo it all over again. That sucks.
They're the only ones who know how it works. But it does detune everyone's connections to it.
Yep.
So, are you guys up for it then, or?
I'm happy to.
Okay, Willie and Parry step forward and disappear.
Whee!
It was good knowing you while you were here.
Okay, so Parry and Willie, you find yourself in a white marbled room that is rectangular with a circle of runes on both the east and west walls. You are on the making sure I get the right side for this one. I believe you're on the west side. And on the east side is a different circle of runes to the one that you came through. But an identical one to the one you came through is behind you on the wall. Between the two circles is what appears to be a shimmering wall of force. And on your side of the chamber is a goblin.
Uh-huh.
Goblin looks as if it has been here for some time. Looks up at you quite scared.
In common, I'll greet the goblin.
She flinches as it appears to be the first sound she's heard in a long time.
There's no need to be afraid, my friend. I say again in common. You mean you no harm?
She gets up onto her knees and starts begging you for food.
I left my food with the dwarves, so I look at Harry and say, "Have you got any food?"
Yes, I do. I offer some of the pastries that I got from the shop to the small little goblin.
Okay, she is quite happy, though she was hoping for pickles.
Hoping for pickles.
This goblin really has a thing for pickles.
I can see that.
Well, we will get you pickles when we find more pickles.
She gives you a big hug. Which, considering she is tiny, is not that big.
I was about to say, I pat her on the head. There, it's okay.
And then she starts bursting into tears and sobbing.
Sure. What seems to be the matter?
No, she's been trapped here for many times. She has no idea how much time, but just seems to be endless. Other goblins pushed her into ring, and she's been stuck here.
Oh no.
Shall we try and get you out?
She would like to go out, but she's too scared to go near words on wall. Words on wall's bad. Words on wall's got to hear words on floor got to hear. Words on wall's probably take her worst place.
I say I defeat words on wall.
Are you like them road clippers who are on other side of wall and talk at her?
I am almighty being that knows words on wall.
So you like road clipper?
What is road clipper?
Road clipper come on other side, talk at her. She understand, not that she could speak to road clippers before. Not really sure what a road clipper is, but she could
I wouldn't
quite
say road clipper. I'd say rescue party.
rescue party. She understand what party mean. That's fun time.
Yeah.
But
Oh, sorry. So we are.
you are fun time.
Yes, we are fun time.
She like fun time. Her name is Munkle. Munkle like fun time.
What was that, Martin? I just got a hiccuping baby on my chest.
Her name is Munkle.
Uncle.
Munkle like fun time.
Here is her
Uncle
number.
like fun time uncle. Good.
So road clippers come through on other side of wall and talk at her. But she not really talk back because they ask lots of questions. She not know many things.
I promise fun time once I defeat words on wall.
She's happy with fun time.
Okay, we escort her back through.
So you touch the runes, the circle on the wall, and you appear back in the circle.
Cool.
So less than a minute has passed by the time they're back with a goblin. First goblin you've seen in more than 6 months. And you remember her.
Harry, you seem to have grown a growth.
That's a bit rude about your kind.
And your cousin just gives you a raspberry.
Nice to meet you, Mongrel. How you been?
Wait.
Yeah,
you know-
and my friend Funtime promised me fun.
I wouldn't take him up on it.
Why not Funtime? I like Funtime.
Yeah, look, you know what?
And gives Funtime a hug.
You know what? If you want a fun time with fun time, you have a fun time with fun time. Good luck.
She just nods at you with a smile.
So what did you find, guys? Aside from cousin Mongrel here.
Munkle prefer Funtime over Quest. Quest has strange wings.
Oh, Quest and Hat.
Quest looks like princess.
Quest turned really weird.
It's alright, Chris is into cosplay.
Well, he was the demon a day before.
Yeah, he's currently cosplaying Desna.
Yeah.
So, where'd you go?
Through words.
Yeah.
She's just looking at you.
What was through the words?
Road clippers.
Is Clipper's something in Goblin?
She has a very hard time pronouncing words properly. She always had a bit of a bad time with words. You do remember that the lullaby band Karskakin was part of the Roadkeepers.
Roadkeepers. Right. See, I just thought it was some weird translation of Pathfinder. So the road clippers found you.
On other side of wall.
Another.
And talk at her a lot. They talk too much. She ignore.
So about yay high blonde. Was she blonde?
Yeah.
I feel like she was blonde.
Ravenhead, actually.
Raven. Yay high, dark of hair, big plume in hat.
Yes. Shakes head and goes, no. Big beard.
Big beard.
Red beard.
Red beard.
Lots of keys.
Do we know someone in the Roadkeepers? Keys and the red beard?
Our boss? What's his name? Mr. Golden
Sol.
Goblin dude? Sol?
Solvan Kaskakin.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't think Sol had a beard though, did he?
Maybe at the time.
No, I think he has the porn mustache.
Yeah.
Alright. And what about you two? What did you see? Quest is furiously writing this all down.
Okay, I will give both of you an Arcana check to see if you can figure out what it is you were seeing. So that's Willie and Parry.
Okay.
An Arcana check.
Yep. And considering if you have no ranks in it, you can still be considered add your level to it and intelligence because of your Pathfinder dedication.
It's that bonus as well.
Ah, yeah.
Cool. Just been adding my level.
Yeah. Mm.
Well,
11.
you could always add your ability modifier to it. Okay, with an 11, it was a room. There was some sort of shimmering wall between it, and there were runes. And you touched one rune, and you came back.
Martin, I'm taking a reroll by the way.
Thank you.
Okay. A reroll from Parry.
13.
13, and Parry adds that there was another set of runes on the other side that probably goes somewhere else. So if you touch them, you can go elsewhere.
Was it safe?
Well, we managed to get there and back.
And apparently the goblin monk who had been there for many months.
What were you eating?
She pulls out a whole bunch of dried food that she'd been slowly nibbling on.
Right. That won't do. He have some of this instead. And he hands her a grub.
Quite happily eating the grub.
Right. Chris is going to step through the portal.
Yes, you find yourself in a white marbled chamber, rectangular room, with a big glowing circle behind you. And a big glowing circle on the other side of the room, and a shimmering field between you and it.
It's going to transcribe the other circle. And what's the portal? Can you figure that out?
What's the
shimmering wall.
Okay, give me a Arcana roll.
This is a knowledge roll, is it?
This is the knowledge roll, yes.
It got worse than Parry did.
You did?
Yeah.
It is a glowing wall.
Yep.
A shimmering glowing wall.
Ah, invisible force field. I always wondered what that looked like.
And it will transcribe that other portal until you'll step back through.
You don't want to touch the wall?
Is that long enough for me to take a photo?
And you think each side is only got enough room for 4 people at a time?
4 people. And the wall at the door we came through said safe meeting space, right?
Something like that.
Safe meeting space. Okay, cool.
Hard to tell because, you know, depending on which way you read it.
Meet cellar. Okay. We went into the freezer and found a space where only 4 people could be in with a wall between them.
And that while there does not seem to be any other openings into that room besides the 2 runic circles, there was still breathable air, and a goblin had existed in there for many months.
Yep. Cool. West writes all of that down. Makes a couple of notes. Goblin existed for months. No source of fresh water.
No.
She's not carrying a water skin. And she's just been nibbling at a pack of rations. Yeah, sure. Quest writes backwards, hidey hole. Must come back when party isn't around. Attune to.
Okay. But hey, you've now found a place where you can talk to the Roadkeepers. if they want to venture back in there.
If they decide to go in.
Or if you can get through the barrier. Away to the Roadkeepers.
Who are the Roadkeepers?
Well, you met one of them.
Yes.
She sang a song.
Know anything about them?
One of them's related to your boss in Riddleport.
And we killed one of them.
No, you killed one of the other siblings of hers.
So it's not a family then, it's just a organisation.
So no, the Roadkeepers are an organisation that based out of the forest that charge people money for travelling through the forest, or if they can't pay.
Right. They're tax collectors.
Yep.
They organise the turnpike.
So yes, you can now you've explored the entirety of the goblin side of things.
Can we all agree just not to tell the rest of the Pathfinders about this part of the place?
How come?
Or just not tell them about... Because it's a safe space.
For these road people, yes.
Yeah, for us too, potentially.
If we attune to it, yeah.
Yes.
But if you attuned to it, you would break whatever attunement you'd already had.
Yes. But it also means that if we attune to it, won't the other one? Oh, what?
Not like do we need to be at the place to attune to it, or can we... Okay. Always come back here, step through, attune to it, step back into one of our places.
We can, but doesn't that then mean that the road people can just lower that shield if they know how, and then walk on into
Maybe.
the other waypoint?
Potentially.
And you don't see that as a problem?
No.
Sorry, which Pathfinder Lodge did you grow up in?
Well, I didn't grow up in a Pathfinder Lodge.
No, but you were trained in one apparently.
I definitely got assigned to one, yes.
Right. You weren't trained, you were assigned.
I asked nicely and they said yes.
They didn't kill him outright, which is an interesting thing for a goblin.
Which Pathfinder Lodge are you in?
The one I thought I trained in with you, which, probably stated that we shouldn't be messing with other people allowing into our Pathfinder waypoints. It's a good idea, but I'm concerned about these road people messing with our waypoints.
Well, maybe we can bring down the shield and just attune to the other side of it too.
Now
I don't think it's a problem.
sounds like a better idea. At least then we'd have control over it.
Assuming that bringing down the wall doesn't end the magic spell that makes it safe.
Yes, yeah. And is safe for them or safe for us?
Safe.
We'll definitely note it down for later, but I'm not too sure we should consider tuning yet.
Sure, I'm just advising that we just don't tell the Pathfinders.
But isn't part of our job to be reporting this sort of stuff? Like, we are Pathfinders, that is our job.
Sure, we just don't say we came down this path and that we didn't find anything to report when we didn't come down this path.
So you're asking... Hang on, just so I understand. All of the Pathfinders here, I'm going to mention every single one of them, you're aware we all keep journals of everywhere we go and we are required to report back to our superiors. You're asking every single one of them to omit this, and as I say this to every single one,
I'm sorry,
from their
who
journal.
else has written anything down today?
It's not like we wrote everything down at the same time. But yes.
Deuces is no more dot points than writing.
And I usually write mine down in the evenings before bed.
My point.
I've been staring at these rooms trying to understand more.
Yep. You think that the runes are basically a unique dialing address.
Ah.
So every runic circle has a unique dialing address that makes it unique and connectable. So if you know certain teleportation magic, You can use that to come here.
We're getting very going.
So it counts as a destination, a known destination, if you write the runes down in the correct order.
Right.
So it's usable in both teleportation and wayfinders. Oh.
Well, I think that just makes the whole thing not safe then.
Just that the waypoint means that you can basically travel there through different means with the wayfinder.
Right.
Not all circles you want to advertise, and if it's your wayfinder connected to it and you haven't written this down anywhere, you can still find it. Just that that's what the Lantern Lodge came up with, the solution to stop people stealing secrets from books.
So the Lantern Lodge stop people writing down these runes.
Well, they don't write down the runes; they attune to the locations, and then people can find the location again using their wayfinder.
Yeah.
Half decent spy would break into your library, steal your address book, and
Yeah.
use it to teleport into your zones. So they stopped having an address book.
Mm-hmm. Or their address books are hidden, so you have to be able to. They may even be in the tapestry itself.
Their address book is encrypted in a way that can't be unencrypted.
Alright, well, did you write down those runes?
Yes, of course I did.
Okay, will you allow some of us to take a copy of that?
Yes, I will allow you to cheat off my homework. Here you go.
Excellent. It's almost as if we're all Pathfinders.
It's almost as if we're one fuck up away from not being Pathfinders.
Alright.
So yes, you have your drawings.
Yeah, I should write down when I have them.
Do you wish to go through and examine the place for yourself now that you know how to get in and out of it? They have told you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I'll just confirm that the drawings are correct. Not that I don't trust the artwork, I don't trust the person.
Okay, you find yourself in the room. Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check. Alright, let's see what this says. Oh, I got decent for once. That's actually pretty good. That's a 24.
24. Okay, looking at the room, you know this room has a couple of spell effects in play at the moment. One of them is a Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth. Okay.
One of them is protection from chaos.
Protection from chaos.
Another one is a permanent air effect in here, so the air continually refreshes.
Air refresh effect.
Another one is a sustenance effect,
Sus.
which means why she was only nibbling at her rations and not eating it.
Okay.
And the last one is a wall of force effect going across the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The look at probably there'd actually be one more effect, a translation effect. So whatever is said on one side of the room is translated to the other side of the room.
Okay. That's a lot of magic.
It's designed as a safe meeting chamber between two hostile parties.
Between two hostile parties.
Got this one before.
And as you watch, the wall of force in the middle flickers a bit, as if it's not got much longer to last.
So it's waning. Oh, okay.
Look at this place. This place was created 10,000 years ago.
I can date this thing? Okay.
This is the Thassilonian runes itself. Date this 10,000 years old.
This is 10,000.
Nothing with Thassilonian runes has been built
Right. Okay. Cool.
since then. Because no one knows how to incorporate the runes into the structure safely. Because who knows what you're writing?
Okay. All right. Do I know roughly when the wall of force will kaput?
You could probably break it yourself.
No, I'd rather not, but I'll let the party know. Am I able to return?
Yep.
Alright, I'll just...
You don't think it would take much to break it.
Okay.
It would have a fair bit of damage.
Yep, okay. I'll return back through. And mention that there's a hell of a lot of magic in that room. Specifically certain spells. And I'll list off the spells. Zone of Truth, Protection of Chaos, Air Refreshing, Sustenance Effect, Wall of Force, which is currently waning, and a Translation Effect.
Thanks for letting us copy of your homework.
That's fine.
Returning the favour, I'm sure.
Yep. It looks like it's been set up a long time ago, probably theoretically Thassilonian.
Well, it does use their runes in their design, so...
So... It looks like it's the kind of place you want two people to meet who may or may not like each other.
The two wizards would be hard-pressed to harm each other through that, unless they could bring the wall down.
Yeah. But yeah, the wall looks like it's waning a bit, so I don't know how long that's got. We might be able to break it, but I don't know. I don't really want to mess with 10,000-year-old magic.
It's fair.
But if it does, you have entry point right into the heart of wherever the Roadkeepers are.
Yeah. So at least we know who's using the other one currently.
Which you have a feeling is, underneath a stone hut somewhere in the middle of the forest where you're meant to be going.
How the hell did we detect that? Okay.
There's something that needs to go in the fridge.
There's stuff that there is
No,
stuff.
there's nothing. I'm gonna go rest.
Okie dokie.
Because my walk was here, and so it was a bit tiring. My disability card's here as well. But fortunately I didn't need a disabled spot, so, but my back's a little bit more argumentative than normal.
I understand.
But yeah, I'll clean it up after. I
Oh,
rest.
good. Okay. So yes, you are outside the chamber with the others.
Yep. I'm not going to make a decision without the rest of the party, so...
But we could theoretically go in and hammer on that wall till it popped. And again, pop into the underbelly of the place we're supposed to be.
Yeah, if you want.
Or we could trek 3 hours back that way.
And then however many more hours to the other side.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, we don't know what's on the other side of that portal. It could be 20 people with bows and arrows aiming at us. But if you're willing to risk that...
Remember, don't risk lives unnecessarily. Should get those dwarves.
Or your friend. Mudgery blah blah.
His cousin?
Yes, cousin...
Mongol.
Mongrel.
Mongo's enjoying happy time.
Let's not look at that.
That's disturbing.
Yep.
What do you guys think? I think they're enjoying happy time too.
Too much.
They're like watching.
Hey,
Maybe we should ask them later.
That's more like Dooza's line. What do you think?
goblins
Turn
don't.
the air conditioner off?
What's this thinking that we're doing?
Are you getting
Never-
distracted by Mongol?
We never rationale anything.
So, in theory, the other side of that room pops up in the place we're supposed to be. The wall's waning, so we could knock our way through it. Pop into their insides. Ugh, I don't like that.
Come at them from below.
Hey.
Low blow.
Why don't we ask Muggle to how often they'd visit?
My uncle just looks at you and says, "How what?"
The rock twisters that you saw.
No rock twisting me. She says you're looking.
What does she call them?
The road clippers.
Road Kleppers. The Road Kleppers. How often?
The road clippers talky too much.
How often talky?
Every time they see, they talky.
And how often you see?
You guys. Often.
Okay, so she's been there roughly 2 months, and
You think about 6 months actually.
6 months. Jeez. Okay, and she's probably seen them. I don't know. Often, so 4 times maybe. I don't know. You know what goblin often is, so you can translate that one.
I mean,
She had less knowledge of numbers than any other goblin you'd met.
she sleeps in a cave, not in a house.
Okay, fair enough.
But she was very good at hunting things down. Just terrible at counting.
Okay.
So she bring home 3 duck, and there's 10.
Yeah.
Some of them are like chicken.
Well, yeah, we could risk it if you guys want.
Only 4 of you can go in at a time. To begin
Oh, that's
with.
right. Yeah. Yep.
So who's going to go in and try to bring the wall down?
Well, if we decide that way. Do you guys want to go into their base through the back door or the front door?
Well, Perry's all about the back door.
That could be taken several ways.
It's meant to.
That's the whole idea.
That's how Perry likes it.
Welcome to Pathfinder.
In the back way.
Yes. Perry is definitely about back doors.
Could always take a 2-point switch too.
Well, I could stay here with the dwarves while you fall. No, 3?
Are you having trouble too? My uncle looks at you.
No, just tired.
Who's tired?
Exactly.
He looks around. Is one of you tired?
Everyone's
Always.
tired.
But he said one of them's tired. I know the word one.
Wait.
No, tied. The dwarves are tied.
Oh, they're tired, but what dwarves? When did those dwarves come here?
I don't know. We got here after them.
We should ask the dwarves if they've seen this goblin before.
Yeah. No, that goblin's not tormented them.
Okay, well, have you seen them around?
Are they awake?
They are. One of them is awake now. He's sort of looking at his arms mournfully.
Yeah.
Mournfully.
Yeah, that happens when our medic gets to you.
They don't seem to be moving at the moment.
Wow, I actually feel offended, but I'm not.
Yeah. Just remember, our medic's the most dangerous person you've ever met. Did you want more fairy dust?
No fairy dust.
What happened?
Martin.
Burning. Yep.
Burning.
I hate to say this, but Morgan's camera is frozen on OBS.
That's okay. I can give that a little poke and have it
And I think it's been frozen for possibly the entire session because he's been looking down the entire session.
No, that's just me. I just look down normally.
Well, I didn't put 2 and 2 together until Stefan was brushing his hair and the other camera wasn't showing it.
I mean, yeah, no, Stefan's been brushing his hair for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I have told it to deactivate and activate. Let's see if I can pull the plug and put the plug back in again to see if it works. Sometimes these things work. Where is it? I have cameras hidden here. Where are my cameras?
What's interesting is, as soon as we go into the room, we can start asking each other questions, and we can't lie.
There we go. Back to working again. Yes, and that is the amusing thing by telling it it's got a zone of truth. They know they can't lie in the other room.
Yep.
We should try it out.
Do you want to get Harry's dark secrets?
Yeah. Take Mumble into the room. Are you really a goblin? I don't know.
That's my first thought. Are you sure that's a goblin?
Take
He's been there for a few
Mumble.
months.
I'm a vegetable.
Shouldn't be a goblin in there.
I'm a vegetable.
I'm a pickle. It's true.
I'm a walking, talking pickle. Help.
Okay, so who goes in?
Well, if we're expecting some form of combat, I recommend the more combat effectiveness people go in.
Well, hang on. Are we going in or are we just going to go the other way? That's the question. Do we go in, knock the wall down, and pop into their back? Just show up unannounced in their safe place, or do we go knock on their front door?
Perry had suggested back door multiple times.
Yeah, I thought he was just being parry.
Harry likes a good back door.
All right.
What about the rest of you?
It
Same?
seems like there's only 3 of us at the moment, so.
Alright.
Alright.
So we'll send the 3 of us in?
Yes.
And there's no one else technically available?
Doozer can go
I'll
Willie
stay
can go
with the
in.
dwarves.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. Wait, no, not awesome.
For
How about
Wait,
I
what?
stay with the dwarves, you go in the portal with the other combatty people, and I'll stay here with the dwarves.
Okay, fine.
Sure.
Okay, so the 4 of you enter into the zone of truth area. Do you start asking people questions?
What is the airspeed velocity of an unlabeled swallow?
Do it. Can I roll to answer that? Because that's just hilarious.
Does your character know the answer?
Probably not.
Give me a nature
If
check.
I roll a 1 and make something up, can it be canon?
It can be.
It's like Varisian or Thassilonian.
No, I rolled a 19. What would that be? Intelligence?
I said nature.
Oh, nature. Ooh. Hang on. I think that's +8. So 19 plus 8 is 27.
Okay, you come up with such a precise answer that Quest looks stunned.
Cool. This is going to see
I
if we can
wonder
talk
what
about the Wobberjack.
Who's the what you call name?
That's a 2.
Dude, this doesn't have a middle name.
What's nature? Is that whiz?
What was that? The
Nature. What skill is nature?
nature is wisdom, I believe.
Yeah, it's wisdom.
Got a 6. The Wobberjack is a thing, evidently.
Yes, and because this is zone of truth, you don't have to worry about rolling because it is the truth. It is an actual thing.
Now, here's for the real test. Can someone tell me what the runes on the rune gate in Riddleport mean?
Oh, we already all know what they mean, don't we?
Bad stuff.
Well, one means pride, one means
Okay, so
wrath.
what does it mean that they're lighting up?
I don't know. Why would we know that?
I'm just trying to see if, like, being in the zone of truth will allow us to know because we have to tell the truth.
It's a good theory.
You know, wouldn't it be better getting those wizards from the Cypher Lodge to come in here and ask those questions? Because I don't know.
No, they don't know anything, remember? They keep getting obliviated.
What about that guy that like knows everything?
Parry's friend.
Not Elias, but the other one.
We should bring him back then, I guess. That's a very good idea, Doozer.
Abduct him and drag him here.
Ask him nicely.
But then he's going to obliviate everyone every day.
We'll get him back soon enough. What is it? We walk here. We walk back to Roderic's. No, yeah, Roderic's Cove.
Mm-hmm.
We come up here. It's like half a day. 2 days. 3 hours set. We're not going to get anywhere in 3 days. Right. For the second time in this campaign, Quest pulls out his rapier.
Mm-hmm.
Pokes at the wall.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
You know, I could just ask it a question.
You could.
13.
13, okay. Just a normal hit though. It's very easy to hit.
1d6 flat. That's 4.
4. Okay, your blade is stopped short.
Okay.
Obviously you're not putting enough strength into it.
Can I ask the wall a question?
You can. Give me an attack roll.
Twang.
It'd be 10 plus. Oh, I need to get my character sheet up. Bear with me 2 seconds.
Just flourish ineffectually.
Let me distract you. Book.
I know what I'm doing.
Just dragging shapes across it.
Plus 10, so non-natural 20.
Okay, non-natural 20. Okay, so you actually get to do crit hit on the door, on the wall.
Woohoo.
Yes, the DC to hit a wall was 10.
Nice. I need more dice. I need 2d8. Is that d8? That is d8. Where's my other d8? That is another d8. Yeah. 7 plus 4, which is
11.
11.
And did you double it for being a critical hit?
No, so it would be 22.
Okay, you see the entire wall flicker and then come back. It seems you almost knocked it down.
I try again.
Give me another attack roll.
16.
16, okay, this will just be normal damage.
Mm-hmm. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 again.
Okay, this time it doesn't flicker as much. Obviously didn't put as much into that one.
We try again.
Okay.
That felt cool.
Natural one?
The natural one, yep.
Oh god.
So what would you like to do with your natural one?
No. Right, what are some of the...
Please rebound off the wall and do something stupid to yourself.
No, don't rebound off the wall. Please don't.
You're not in the room.
No,
Yeah, but there's a portal behind us. You can go through the portal and it's like, ah! Fucking axe from nowhere.
yeah, actually, yeah. Like, it rebounds off the wall, and I sort of fall back onto the portal. Do I go
Okay.
through?
Please don't frag yourself.
Okay, so, Kroll, while you're sitting there talking to the dwarves, you're tackled by a orc. with an axe blade just sitting right on your nose.
Can you move that, please?
And then you notice that your splinter's broken.
Oh.
And your leg's at the odd angle again.
Can you move that, please? Please move the axe so I can move my leg.
Juicer gets up and apologizes to Crawl.
Apparently you broke your medic again.
Yeah. Oops.
Alright, I will drag myself away from the portal now that I know that things can fall through and attempt to repair my leg.
Okay. You
Like-
straighten it again.
Yep.
Give me a medicine roll.
Resplinting and all that crap.
Harry's gonna have a go at the wall.
Okay, what does Parry do?
Harry is
28.
going to.
How did you get?
28.
28. You think you've splintered it perfectly this time.
Cool. Alright. Now I just need to make it orc-proof.
Harry's going to touch the wall and just cast a shocking grasp on the wall.
Okay. How much damage do you do?
That's a good question. Hopefully enough.
In the meantime, I'm going to make my way back through the portal, Martin,
Yep.
after I help Crawl, untangle ourselves.
You do notice a slight cut on Kroll's nose from your axe.
Well, at least my axe is sharp.
I'm not even going to ask what just happened. I'm just going to be like, just go. I'm going to make sure that the rest of us take like 4 or 5 steps back from this portal.
So we're going to make a melee spell attack roll. So.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
And what'd you get?
15.
Okay, so that's just normal damage with your touch attack.
Yep.
You did manage to touch the wall successfully.
Woo! I deal 6 points of damage.
Okay, you see it slightly flicker.
Juicer then comes through with renewed purpose.
Yep.
First he's gonna pull out his new enchanted dagger and try and ram it into the wall.
Okay. Two of you can. So you're standing next to Parry while doing it, because only 2 of you can stand up against the wall doing so, while you see the big burly orc come out of the portal again.
I don't see it, I'm not facing the portal.
Well, it's quite easy to hear.
I'll accept that.
It's a good thing you're short, the axe go over your head.
Dagger plus 6, 7.
Question my axe wall.
13.
13, you do hit. How much damage do you do?
1d4. 1.
Don't even see any shuddering here at all.
Yep.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm just going to stand back and play music instead.
Yep, you start inspiring. Does that increase the damage they do?
Plus 1 damage and plus 1 to hit.
Plus 1 to hit and plus 1 damage from your friend.
So 17 to hit.
So normal damage.
So it's 6, 12 plus 4, which is
Sounds like an AC.
16 points of damage.
Okay, you see the whole wall flicker.
Alright. I tap Doozer on the shoulder.
Yep.
Stop. And count to 3, we hit it together.
Okay.
So I pull out my Morning Star.
Yep.
Okay, ready?
You can both roll an
2.
attack.
Sorry?
You can both roll an attack and assume it's going at the same time.
1, 2,
10,000
3.
years, right? It's nearly waning. Still probably got like several hundred HP left.
Yeah, I did mention this thing's been around for 10,000 years, but it's waning, so... Doesn't mean it's not, you know...
How many rerolls have we got?
Would you like to use one?
That would be out of character.
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's like cross that you can try, but, you know... I don't want to mess with 10,000 years of magic.
We'll use like the tools of the blacksmith trade.
Well, the hedge.
No, brute force and ignorance.
27 for me, Martin.
Okay, so that was definitely a crit hit that time.
And 15 for me.
And a normal hit from parry. So, double Dew's damage, and we'll see what parry gets on top of that.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, double 20.
20, and I got 4, so 24.
So 24 damage. Okay. Did you add in the bonus from the bard in the damages?
26, then it'll be for both.
Yeah. And so that would have been a 28 hit then as well, but I was already a crit, so whatever.
Okay, so finally working together, you manage to hit it enough that there is a popping sound as the wall shatters.
I pat Dude on the shoulder. See? Smarter, not harder.
But basically, it had a hardness, and you had to do enough damage beyond its hardness to take it down.
Yeah.
Which was the extra 2 damage that the bard gave you.
Oh, you got to deal the hardness.
I give questions.
Oh, it had a hardness and a hit point. You had to deal enough damage in one attack.
Yeah, in one hit.
Right, so you've got to exceed the hardness, and the excess goes into the HP.
So
I know that there's only one lot of
it had
hit.
20
The hit
it had
points would
24
heal again
minus
every
3.
round.
Yeah.
But you had to exceed that hit point total in one attack to bring them all down.
Right.
Otherwise, it would just flicker and flicker more violently the closer you got to it.
So I got pretty close the first time.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You almost took it down. You were 2 points off taking it down. Which was technically, if he had been doing his bardic performance at that stage, you would have taken it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So yes, and now you can see the runes on the other side a lot clearer because, well, you can now walk up to them. And you can now fit more people into your room. You can now fit 8 people here.
Woo!
Let's go grab all the other people.
With us 5, that means 3 of them can fit in here.
Yep.
What happens if it gets scrapped? What happens if more people try to get in? Do they just not make it through?
You don't know. You've not tried to have more people fit in. You didn't experiment that far.
Yeah, we should try that first. But, so there's you, me, Willie, Dooza, Parry,
Poppy,
Puppy,
Cat.
Goblin, 2 dwarves. That's more than 8. I know you're having trouble with numbers today, but that's more than 8.
Yep.
No, the goblin doesn't want to go near words
Wouldn't it be
again.
better if we confirm what's on the other side before we start bringing people through, now that we've destroyed this wall?
I mean, I guess, if you want.
Yeah, I think that would be the smarter play.
Quick, somebody lie.
Um,
I'm not even there,
I
sorry.
have purple walls. Oh, you mean in character?
Wait, what did you say? We missed it.
Stefan said someone lie, and then Morgan said I have purple walls, and then he goes, "Oh, you mean in character? Sorry."
What? No.
So, you go back and tell Kroll you've broken the wall.
Okay, cool.
Broken them all.
How many does it fit down?
8.
Okay. So who's staying here?
Mongrel sticks her hand up.
See?
I assume that 3 people who aren't
So we're
getting
leaving the
help us
dwarves and the goblins here?
The dwarves don't seem to be able to lift their arms.
Okay.
Crawl
Wolves
is good
can't
to
fly.
know that COVID restrictions have eased. We can now fit double the amount of people in the same
Except they're
space.
racist, but it's me, so it's fine.
Yeah, but you can say that sort of stuff. Okay, well, if it's the room for all of us, I'll head through with you then.
Puppy, Warberjack, do you want to come through with us?
Puppy's sort of trying to hide from the Warberjack. He's just staring at it.
And this isn't my puppy, mine's back at home.
No, this is Dooz's puppy.
Yeah.
Who left it with the Warberjack.
I'll just tell Puppy to come.
The puppy comes.
Alright.
Looking suspiciously at the Warberjack.
Yeah, it's just giant cat. Don't worry about it.
Quest to go back through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you go back through, nothing happens.
Can't get back through.
You're standing in the circle, and normally you just teleported straight through when you stand in there. So on your side, when you've gone through with Poppy, there's 4 of you standing on one side of the room and 1 on the other. Someone walked through the other side to have a look at the runes, while 4 of you are standing on one side of the room.
Dooza, Parry,
Poppy.
Puppy.
Mm.
It's 4.
Okay, well 4 of you are on that side of the room. No one's actually gone through the other side then yet.
So we can have 8 in the room, but we can't have 4 in the...
I think it's different again.
Yeah, I'm so confused right now.
The room has enough space for 8, but the portal only works if there's only...
Yeah, can I make an in check for that?
You can.
Nah, still too dumb.
And besides, you're on the one outside.
Yeah, I know, but I'm counting with my fingers. I should be able to go through. There's space for 8 people now. I should be able to go through.
Right. I guess we'll move off the...
So you walk on the other side of the room?
Well, has anyone else gone through the other one yet?
No.
Okay.
No one's actually walked to the other side of the room yet.
Right. I turn to Dooza. No, actually, I don't turn to Dooza. I say out loud, I eat pine cones for breakfast.
Are you intending to lie?
Yes.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oof.
That's a 21.
Okay. Now give me a deception check.
Deception check. That's a 7. Yeah.
Okay, so unless someone has a huge penalty on their sense motive, because I think that's what opposes deception,
I think so.
or perception.
Perception, because we don't have sense motive.
Then it'll be perception. So unless you got a huge penalty on your perception, everyone can tell that you're lying
In the room.
in the room.
Yeah.
Because you technically roll a 5.
Okay.
You have a -2 to deception checks while you're in the room.
Okay.
Oof.
And I...
So, testing out the room's abilities, are we?
Yes, I wanted to see if destroying the wall made some of the other spells active or inactive or not.
Perception DC.
And apparently the others are still active regardless of the wall. Which is useful to know, because I didn't know if they were connected as one casted spell or if it's multiple spells individually.
Which meant you could have brought down the portals at the same time.
Yep, there was a possibility of that.
Which is why he wasn't in the room. Which he explains to you while under the zone of truth.
Yeah.
And luckily Quest doesn't hear any of it because he's outside.
Yeah.
So does someone walk across to the other side of the room?
Do they all wander across and wait for people to because we're going to go through the other portal.
So as you wander across, Quest is standing in the center counting fingers and then pops into the room. Because he can only hold 4.
Shut up.
Took you long enough.
It must have a cooldown or something.
Okay.
The Wobberjack hasn't come with you.
You know, the cat will do what it wants, I guess.
But where you can sort of count there's 4 people on this side of the room.
Yeah. Except I quit failed my check, so I'm just being dumb. He'll wander over and go, alright, so...
And as you wander over, pop, there's the Wobberjack.
Took you long enough.
He sort of growls at you. You think he's blaming you?
Yeah, right now.
Do you not feed it today?
It's eating all the birds.
Oh, okay.
And then it starts looking at Grub.
Why is it looking at me?
You talked about food. It's hungry, obvious. It's a cat.
I don't have anything.
And it meows at you expectantly.
Oh, I don't know. What does this thing eat?
Birds.
I don't have a bird.
Or fish.
Or fish or anything like that.
Meows at you again demandingly.
Damn it.
Stop using the keywords.
You taught it keywords?
Well, no, but it's obviously smart. It knows the word, the B word and the F word. The F word.
I guess I reach into my packs and pull out some rations.
Mm-hmm.
I give it one of my rations.
Okay, it basically takes it from your hand rather quickly.
Still there?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Not feeding it that way again.
So shall we go through this other portal and
Yes.
see what's on the side?
Yes, I don't want to be near this cat right now.
Are we going in like weapons hot, or are we going to be try to be diplomatic?
I will have weapon at the ready because I don't know what's on the other side.
I mean, we can have our weapons ready, but preferably diplomatic first, weapons later.
Dwarven diplomacy. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate.
Bargain with an axe in your hand.
Yes, yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, what's not threatening about a huge burly orc with a bloody
Alright,
huge axe asking you a question?
I'll get my bow out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to knock an arrow.
Quest will play a soothing melody.
Oh, I feel so touched.
Crow, or one they call Crow.
Come in the other side. They're like, who the fuck is Kroll?
Rides across the nation, the green arrow of sin.
Well, it could be toss a coin to your crow.
Toss a coin to your healer?
Yeah.
Thank you, Doozer.
That might work.
I just realised with Kroll's out, but you could technically sing the Men in Tights. So.
That too. He is the Man in Tights.
Sticks and stones may break his bones, but chains and whips excite him.
Wrong character.
No, this is about Parry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As Quest starts to sing that, I walk through the portal so I don't hear the end of it.
Okay. So I think we will finish tonight's session as people step through the portal waiting to see what happens next session.
I think you just discovered your song of urgency. We need to get the hell out of here, play this one.
As apparently Parry's the last one through.
Smart enough to know when he starts talking about Parry's sexual exploits.
So next session we shall find out what is on the other side of the portal.
Woohoo!
And hey Martin, apart from the one I rolled today, the new Japanese dice are doing quite well.
That is always good. And if you guys would like to stay around for a little bit, I'm sure Ariadne would love to have a quick chat.
Sure thing.
Okay, so I'll just put it on end credits and I will talk to you soon.
Yep.